Hey everybody, Cardbandit here. What I'm going to be doing today is just introducing you to a guy called CTN or Ben. He's got some great content on his channel. He does cardistry tutorials, montages, magic stuff, anything you can think of with cards, he's got it on his channel. I think he's focusing mainly more on the cardistry side of things, so very similar content to what you'll find on here. So if you like what you see on here, definitely go check him out. He's just a really great guy, got a really good personality. What he's going to be doing in the upcoming video is teaching you a signature flourish of his called Signal. He sort of kept it on the back burner, and then he gave me the honor of releasing it on my channel, so I really appreciate that. But other than that, guys, go check him out. Just a really great guy overall. And I'm also doing something on his channel. I'm doing a flourish of mine called Flip Flop, which you may have seen in my recent cardistry video called Blossom. If you haven't seen that, check it out. But I'm releasing a flourish of mine called Flip Flop on his channel, so you can check that out as well. But other than that, let's get into his tutorial for his flourish Signal.
Welcome to Tutorial Signal. Thank you Cardbandit for having me on your channel. Let's get straight into it. So for this tutorial I'm using the yellow NOC deck. This is what the basic signal display looks like. And then there are different ways to close and to open as well. This was a little bit sloppy, but let's get into it. First of all, get your deck of hands in just mechanics grip. I need to get a card from over here into your other hand so you can do a card twirl with it. So what I recommend, I usually do a Cyclone by Chris Ramsey because that's the best card throw I can do. And besides that, you can also do a thumb throw, whatever you're good at. Just make sure you get a card from over here into this hand. You can also combine it with other flourishes such as the swing cuts, whatever you want, strip off a card, like so for example. Just make sure it ends up face down in your hand, and that's it. So once you're in this position, what you have to do to get into the basic signal display is do a flicker in this hand. If you don't know how to do flicker, make sure you check out the tutorial by the first or by anyone else. It's a pretty basic move and one of the fundamentals if you're learning cardistry. So if you don't know flicker, definitely check it out before you learn stuff like this tutorial, for example. So you do flicker in this hand, and simultaneously while you're doing that, basically do this move. Now how that's done is you push off a card with your thumb, middle finger goes underneath and ring finger on top, just like so. Then you release and you clip it between middle and ring, and because of that the card will start to do this 90-degree spin. Now to the full spin, your thumb basically goes to the back and pushes, ring finger comes on top. You have a little bit of tension in here in the card, but that's normal. So you're basically in this position, and now to do display, this, which is the basic signal display, all you do is you basically start a flicker, so you go with your index underneath and extend, that's it. And with this hand you will just extend, so you will turn your hands, and that's the display. And now what I usually do is I go very quickly into it, and that's it. Now to close, what I usually do is I continue flicker, so I end with the card back face down, and my index finger pulls this card to the bottom, just like so. That might take a little bit of practice, but you'll get it down eventually. Then all you do is, just one of the ways to close it is discard. You basically press down with your thumb, your index goes to the bottom, and here's the same with your thumb and index on the bottom. So that way, if you rotate the deck, and so I use my middle finger over here, these two cards should stay like in the same direction. Close. Now at this part the cards might stop spinning because your hands are blocking it. All you have to do then is just release and press those hands together, which will square up the deck, and all I do is I just rotate it once again. And that's the basic way to close it. Now of course, instead of just getting into the single display, another way you can do this first, as you saw in the trailer, I do my throw routine, which is basically just a flicker, a bullet, another flicker. Then I cross my hands, do the display. Now you can also do display like so. It's hard to do with the camera angle down, like so. But in my opinion, there are already quite a lot of flourishes, especially isolations, which do that formation. But then, like so, I can't get a card to stick to my thumb, but you get the idea, I guess. And then another way to close as well is after you did the display. So I do pretty quickly, so it just flops out, pops open. As you saw, you can also just strap this to the bottom, close it like so, but that's quite boring. Another way is if you still want to throw this card, because that's how I end my flicker routines. I usually do flicker, but flicker, and cross my arms once again. That was a bad performance, like so. And then I throw it on top of the deck. Now to maintain that, what I did was, instead of aligning this with the deck, I just close it like so. My fingers just pull this card in while I do this arm motion, just like so. And while I do that, I basically grab this card in the corner and pivot it like so. So my middle finger basically pushes against the corner that I'm holding here, and that should look somewhat, oops, like this. That also makes for a nice close, and now you can do whatever you want with this card, throw it back on top, do a instant replay, whatever you're good at. So you can basically just adjust the ending of this flourish, adjust the beginning, as long as you end. You start with a card face down here, deck face down. You do whatever you want with display, and whatever way you want to close the deck, close the flourish. So thank you very much for learning this. Thank you to Cardbandit for having me on your channel. Check out my channel. Also, I have a tutorial over. The Cardbandit has a tutorial over there. So if you want to check out the Cardbandit Flourish, make sure you check out the link below, I guess. And have fun with singing.